Hey everybody, this is Andre here with the Kevin Breeze channel, and in this video, we're going to be doing a comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A72 and the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. Let's get started. So the Samsung Galaxy A72 has a 6.7-inch 90Hz Super AMOLED display with a resolution of 1080p, a PPI of 394, an aspect ratio of 20:9, and a screen-to-body ratio of 84.4%. We got a hole punch here for the front-facing camera, and this camera is 32 megapixels. The Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra has a 6.8-inch 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display with a resolution of 1440p, a PPI of 515, an aspect ratio of 20:9, and a screen-to-body ratio of 89.8%. We got a hole punch front-facing camera here as well, and this camera is 40 megapixels. So both of them have really high quality displays with refresh rates that are above average. Most phones these days, even some flagship phones like iPhones, only have 60Hz refresh rates, but the Samsung Galaxy A72 has a 90Hz display, and the S21 Ultra even has a 120Hz display. So what this is going to do is make the movement a little bit faster and smoother on the screen and just generally easier on your eyes. So if you're streaming videos or playing a game or something like that that really has lots of motion and animation on the screen, this is really going to benefit you. As you can see here, the scrolling on each of these phones is really fast and smooth, definitely faster than what you might expect from a more normal device that only has a 60Hz display. But between the two, the S21 Ultra does have a better display. Not only does it have an even higher refresh rate than the A72, but it also has a higher resolution and thinner bezels, so it has a more modern, high-end look than the Samsung Galaxy A72. Both of these phones have 128 gigabytes of internal storage, and that's really a lot. I really couldn't see the average user running out of space with devices like these. 128 gigabytes is going to be hard to use up unless you have a ton of really large apps, or if you're shooting lots of videos, especially 4K videos, then I could kind of see it. But if you are just an average user who has a fair share of photos and videos, maybe a few apps, maybe a few games, stuff like that, but nothing too crazy, you won't even need to worry about coming close. Even if you're shooting lots of videos, that's the one time I feel like you might come close, or maybe you would end up running out of space. But still, in that situation, if you're shooting lots of videos, you're most likely going to be holding most of those videos on another device anyway. So overall, the storage in these phones is really among the best. Now, the Samsung Galaxy A72 doesn't have wireless charging, but the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra does, so if that's a feature that's important to you. As far as security goes, both of these phones have face unlock and a fingerprint scanner. Both fingerprint scanners are in the display. We're going to give them a try. Starting with the Samsung Galaxy A72, this one looks really nice. There we go, one more time. And that was really nice. Definitely decently fast and responsive. Maybe not quite as fast as some of the external fingerprint scanners, but it was acceptable. Trying the fingerprint scanner for the S21 Ultra now. That was real fast. One more time. And there we go. The S21 Ultra's fingerprint scanner is in fact about as fast as an external fingerprint scanner, which those are typically faster than a lot of the in-display ones, just because there's no animation or anything like that. The fingerprint scanner on the S21 Ultra is absolutely faster than the A72's fingerprint scanner, that's for sure. There was a little bit of lag and some animation that kind of held it up with the Samsung Galaxy A72, but this one opens right up no problem. So between the two, I would say the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra has a better fingerprint scanner, but both of them are real good and definitely usable. I'm glad they have both a fingerprint scanner and face unlock. Now we're going to take a look at the rear camera setups of each phone. So the Samsung Galaxy A72 has a 64 megapixel rear camera, a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, an 8 megapixel telephoto lens, and a 5 megapixel macro camera. So pretty much everything, including a telephoto lens, which I was pleasantly surprised about. Usually a telephoto lens is more of a feature that's left for flagship phones. So I was surprised when I did see it on the A72, which is more of a mid-level phone. Definitely a benefit if you're looking to take some really good quality pictures and have a lot of extra camera features, but don't quite want to go up to the budget of a flagship phone. The Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra has a 108 megapixel rear camera, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, a 10 megapixel telephoto lens, and a 10 megapixel periscope telephoto lens. So this phone has not only one but two telephoto lenses. It's really the real deal as far as photography on a smartphone goes. This phone has one of the best, if not the best, cameras on the market. So if you're looking to take the highest quality pictures and videos that you can shoot on a smartphone, then the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is definitely going to be a solid option. Now that's not to say that the Samsung Galaxy A72 is bad. Actually, for what it is, the Samsung Galaxy A72 takes great pictures. The quality is really good, the colors are well balanced, and the sharpness is definitely there. Plus, as far as video goes, the Samsung Galaxy A72 can shoot in 4K in both the rear and the front cameras. So it is a really good option if you do want to take really good quality photos and videos without going into a super high price range. But with the S21 Ultra, you're still going to be getting more because this phone, being a flagship phone with all the extra features you can imagine, is going to be on a completely different level. As far as video goes, this phone can actually shoot in 8K in the rear camera and 4K in the front. So that just goes to show that even though the A72 is no joke when it comes to photos, the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is still a clear step up. Now internally, the Samsung Galaxy A72 is getting 8 gigabytes of RAM with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G processor. We ran a Geekbench 5 benchmark test on this phone and it came back with a single core score of 553 and a multi-core score of 1657. The Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is getting 12 gigabytes of RAM with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 processor. We ran a Geekbench 5 benchmark test on this phone as well, and it came back with a single core score of 1126 and a multi-core score of 3483. So there is a clear difference here. The Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is obviously going to be a lot more powerful than the Samsung Galaxy A72. That being said, the A72 is going to be really good for those mid-level activities. If you're doing a little bit of video editing here and there and maybe playing some games on the phone, and other than that, just basic activities like mobile functions, web browsing, social media, all that. This phone's going to be really ideal for that because it's going to be fast enough to the point where for just basic activities like web browsing, it's going to be really fast, especially compared to the lower end phones. And when you do want to do something that requires a little bit more power, like playing a game or editing a video, it's still going to be able to handle a lot of that stuff. But if you're getting into the more high performance gaming or video editing with large files, and all of that kind of stuff that's really taxing on the processor, then the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is going to be a lot better for that because it's over double the processing power of the Samsung Galaxy A72, so that really shows. No matter how you look at it, the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is a lot more powerful, definitely on a different level as far as the processor goes. To give you an idea of what this all looks like in action, I'm going to be doing a quick demonstration starting by opening these phones' browsers. So as you can see there, the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra was clearly a bit faster than the A72. We're going to open a web page now. And there we go. Once again, the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra was a little bit faster. So a couple things you can take away from that. First of all, you can see the Samsung Galaxy A72, even though it wasn't as fast as the S21 Ultra, definitely can still hang with it as far as these activities go. So it's really not a slow phone. If you're doing lots of web browsing and social media type stuff, you're not going to have any problem using this for those activities. But on the other hand, this really does show how much faster the S21 Ultra really is compared to the A72 because web browsing is such a basic task. that pretty much every phone is going to be around the same ballpark, yet when they're compared side by side, the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra was still clearly a bit faster than the A72. So even in tasks like web browsing that are so basic that the speed is more or less equalized, the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is still coming out on top. So that just shows you the advantage that this phone has as far as processing power goes. If you're looking for the strongest device you can get, this phone is for sure going to be among the best. As far as the battery goes, these phones have actually the same exact battery specs, both with a 5000 milliamp hour battery supporting 25 watt fast charging. So there's really no advantage for either of these phones to be seen here, but I will say a 5000 milliamp hour battery is pretty much the biggest battery you can get in a smartphone today, and it's gonna last you a long time no matter what you're doing. And of course, being able to support 25 watt fast charging doesn't hurt either. Now, in conclusion, which one of these phones is better? In basically every way possible, the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is better than the A72, but I would say whether or not the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is really going to provide you any more value depends on your needs and what you're really doing with your phone. Because if you're just doing basic activities and you're not shooting lots of photos or videos, or even if you are, but you're really just taking simple photos and videos for social media or something like that, then the Samsung Galaxy A72 is really going to be all you need. But if you're doing those higher end activities like high performance gaming, especially those with complicated graphics, or editing videos with really large files, and stuff that's really taxing on the processor and could benefit from extra RAM, then the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is going to be the device for you. Same for if you're trying to shoot the best possible quality videos and photos you can. If you want to shoot in 8K, that's another reason to get the S21 Ultra. But again, if you're just doing basic activities and don't need anything that complicated or powerful, then the Samsung Galaxy A72 is still a great phone that I'm sure you'll be really happy with. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.